said, the three of us have no money, we have no power, but we're doing all we can. We work around the clock towards this direction, and it just depends on what other people do also. There's a lot going on with it. We have chapters all over the world, all over the United States, of the Zeitgeist Movement and the Venus Project. People are doing whatever they can, depending on what they know and what their capabilities are. If you're an animator or CAD person, you can join the UK project, which is going to be called the Venus Project Design, and work on animations which are going to go towards helping educational films to show this direction. We have people who are trying to get land so we can develop the first city. We have people who are trying to work on on getting a major motion picture done. So there's a lot to do, but it just depends on what you're able to do also. And people are coming up with all sorts of things to get this across. What's the big job right now is education, introducing this direction to other people. So if you learn as much as you can about it, and go on radio shows, set up radio shows for the three of us, or television shows. There's a lot of things on our website as to how you can get involved, and also on the Zeitgeist Movement website.
Well, I wanted to say, I wanted a follow-up question for Peter. Peter is the producer of both Zeitgeist films. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I did have a follow-up question, but I mean, myself personally, I've thought, oh my God, religion and all of that. If you start talking about we're going to do away with all religion, then they're all of a sudden going to say, oh, you're the Antichrist, or you're you're paving the way for the Antichrist and all that. I don't want religion to go away. I want it to wither and die on its own, naturally. But I wanted to address Peter. My follow-up question is, I think it was in Skeptic magazine. I wanted to have him address the criticisms. I think it was Skeptic magazine or one of those magazines about the whole, the Zeitgeist films, and they're saying, oh, he could have, tightened it up, and well, I think that in the criticisms he said that whoever wrote the article was very, positive and he agreed with most of the general premises, but he took Peter to task and said, so I was hoping you could address that.
Well, first of all, no one's saying that all religions should be shut down or removed, something like that. Your comment of withering is, of course, an advocation. People need to be educated on the world they live in and the technicals that are involved in that, not superstition, which is a byproduct of basically ignorance. As far as the Skeptic magazine article and many other supposed debunking issues regarding Zeitgeist Part 1, which is what you're referring to, what they do very simplistically is they take information from one source that's contrary to my sources, and that's it. Zeitgeist 1 is an argument based on a comparative religion with sources that are not traditionally recognized, sources that go back many, 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 many centuries, sources that are pre-Christian, sources that are from historians that studied Egyptian religions that were never recognized because they were too radical, they were pushed aside, such as Gerald Massey. This isn't the forum to talk much about that, but Acharya S., which was my consultant, who is a brilliant scholar on comparative religion, she's alone in many ways because of the sources that she uses. The author of Skeptic magazine has basically attacked her. That's really the attack, and I found it to be really vicious, and I really didn't care for that article whatsoever, and I really didn't align myself with any of the angles, because what he does is he takes one side and he doesn't realize that it's an argument that's being set up and not some definitive treatise. You can't go back in history and say definitively this is this when it comes to religion. You can say this is what an angle denotes, and that's pretty much what Zeitgeist Part 1 does, obviously, because it's completely in contrast, deliberately in contrast to what the established origins of religions are. And I have all the sources on the website, and that's basically what it comes down to. I stand behind that part entirely, and I can defend it to a T if I have time to do so, but I can't do it. This isn't the platform for it.
Well, and Patrick, I want to thank you for those questions. But along that lines, Peter, can you tell us now, Roxanne's mentioned that you're doing another movie going forward. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what we can expect going forward, and also from all three of you, before our time is up here, what you want from us, which is the global us, all of us listening.
What I want from you, I'm not quite sure what you mean. I want everyone to watch it, that's for sure. I want everyone to definitely research the information that's going to go into it. Basically, what it comes down to is the new film is going to take all of the concepts that we have talked about this evening, all of the things that we've glossed over, that Jacques has talked about in regards to technology, in regards to technological unemployment, in regards to automation, in regards to resources, and I am going to break it down into the bare bones. I'm going to talk specifically about how much energy is possible in a more elaborate detail. I'm going to talk about how we can pretty much get rid of 80% of all jobs and show it systematically. I'm going to basically go point by point to describe how this system is a arrived-at notion, not some creative whim, and it's going to hopefully inspire much more so motivation to move in this direction. I can't give away too much because a lot of it's in development. I'm going to talk with anthropologists. I'm going to talk with neurologists in regards to instinct behaviorism, all of that stuff that's thrown around, human nature issues. It's going to be a treatise on the value systems and mechanics of the resource-based economy, essentially. And I believe by the end of the film, there will be very little dispute that this is the direction that we not only need to move forward into, but we in fact have to. Because as I pointed out before, we're heading towards a collision course with some extremely severe planetary problems, both environmentally and socially. And I'm terrified to see what the next 100 years is going to be like without some type of move.
And I really encourage people to go out and listen to Zeitgeist and Zeitgeist Addendum. It was very eye-opening for me, and I feel like even in 2 hours we have barely scratched the surface of how much information is already in those first two films that allows you to really understand how we got to where we are today and why it's not working and why it's not going to work. And I'm really looking forward to the new film coming out to learn more. So thank you for the work that you're doing, and this is truly incredible labor that you're going through, and yet it gives us a lot of hope that, yes, something else is possible.
And, Kirillani and I when we got introduced to Zeitgeist, we just have to say that we started with Zeitgeist on the web, watching it, and then we went right to the addendum. So we just sat there one Sunday afternoon watching all that from start to finish. And we just felt the next thing we need to do is know our next step. But Peter Patrick called back just to say he wants you to know that he's a big fan and hopes that he didn't want to come across critical. He's big fan, and I told him I didn't think you took that way. But Roxanne and Jacques, what is your next endeavor? We know you're working with Peter, of course, and you're looking to perhaps get land and build a model city, as you said. What's next for the Venus Project? What's the next initiative?
The next initiative is that if people don't act in ways that would build sustainability, if they fail to accept the responsibility for their own future, then others will do their thinking for them. It's called fascism, and it's well underway in this country.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that term gets bandied about a lot, but most people don't recognize that it's really almost a corporate running of a government. And we are so close, and I don't see how anybody could see that. It has nothing to do with parties.
I think we're already there. It's
we're
not
already
so
there.
close.
Oh, I agree. I think we are.
And
both parties are run by the corporate interests.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about a party. It certainly violates any level of ideology. So from the movement perspective, too, we want to kind of jump on board to assist and support in any way we can for Zeitgeist, the movement, to continue to put out information on this. We've pulled down the activist guide and have gone through it. So what can our listeners do next? They can go watch the movies. They can go to the Venus Project and look at the information there. What's the next step?
I would say that people should join chapters in their regions. If you go to the zeitgeistmovement.com, you'll find that there are chapters spawning up not only across the world, but, not only across the state,